Hello everyone, this is Desy, and in this video I want to talk about server pay in WebPST. So from here, let's go to accounting, and then let's go to server pay. As you can see, this window is very similar to searching invoices and searching jobs. So from up here, we have a search by drop-down list. You can search by job number, by server last name, server firm or full name, server group, check number, case number, plaintiff, defendant, check amount, payment method. So once you select any of these, you can go ahead and specifically type whatever you want here with the category. So if I do job number, I can type a specific job number to search just for that job number. If you leave it blank, then it will search for all of those jobs. Same thing if I do server last name or server firm name. If I leave it blank, then it will search by all of my servers rather than just one single server. So for this example that I'm going to run, let's do job number. Then as we expand this part, we have the date range settings. Our date types, we have close date, check date or date paid, served, completed date, invoice date, received date, and created date. Now remember, these are set by the job. So close date, it will be the close date of the job. Check date or date paid is actually the date that you record when you are doing your server payments. So if you are recording a payment for a server, whatever you put in that check date box, that's what this check date payment is. And then right here, we have select time range. So you can do last 30 days, last 60 days, last month, last quarter, today, year to date, so on and so forth. So let's do year to date. And I want to do for close date by close date. And then I want to expand my filters. So the first, we have server location. We have server local or servers that are not local, non-local, or we can do for all of them. I can do for jobs that have invoice printed. So we can do jobs that have unprinted invoices only, or jobs that do have printed invoices only, or all, which is both. And then server pay status. We can do all, or we can do server paid. So it means the server is fully paid for those jobs, or server unpaid, which will pull all of the server payables. And lastly, we have job status. So I can run this for closed jobs. I can run it for unfinished jobs or both by doing all jobs. Now you can mix and match this. I can do local, unprinted, and server paid for closed jobs. The options are endless. So here I want to do all of my servers. I want to do for all types of invoices, and I want to do for server paid. And then let me do my closed jobs. So I'm only going to pull jobs that the servers are fully paid off and the jobs are closed. It doesn't matter if the invoice is printed or not. And it doesn't matter if the server is local or not. It's just all my servers. And I'm doing for jobs that have been closed year to date. So now we're going to search here. And here's a list of a bunch of jobs. If you hit the eyeball, you will get a job summary. If I expand this, so you can see first that it is grouped by job. So you have the job number, you have the invoice date of the job, you have the party to be served, and the server pay total for that job. So when you hit the drop down, then we go into the servers on the job. So this job only has one server. There's no trading partner job number. And then the server pay amount for this server was $15. She was paid $15 and amount due 0. I can expand this one here again, the server for the job. And then if I expand down here, you can see the payments. So she had 2 payments for this job. The first one, so here we have a payment date, which was on 9/14, It was by check. Here's my check number, the amount that I apply from that check, and the amount remaining on the check. And then here's the second check. So this was a check for $19. I apply $19 from this check here, and there's no amount remaining on the check. If you want to edit the payment, you may do so by clicking on this pencil. If you want to make any changes on the payment. And you can also refresh my window real quickly. So let me expand it again. You can also trash the payments. I don't want to delete my payment, but if you click on delete here, it's going to say delete payment for this, or deleting payment. This is the payment number. If you say yes, it's going to come off, or no, and it'll keep it. So this one has 2 servers. So the server pay total is $24. And then when I expanded, you can see that there were 2 servers in this job, and each one was for $12. They were both paid, and there's no amount due. And then if you expand each server, you will see the payment that was made on each server. So you can see the payment detail, I should say, on each server. So now let's say that I am actually searching by server last name or server firm name. So when you do it by server, it filters differently. So let's go ahead and do search server pay. So here you can see now I have the server name, or the server firm name and the server name. And then if it is a trading partner, you would see their DBS code here. If you hit the eyeball, you're going to see a summary of the server itself. And so let's expand here a little bit. So here are the server payments. So this would be the servers for jobs that were closed year to date, invoices printed or not printed, and the servers have been paid. And these are all the servers that I got. So when I expand, now I have the payments of each server. So here's the payments for this server. Here's the payments for the server. Here's the payments for this server. And if I expand the payment, it'll show me which job was it paid for. So a little bit backwards, but you can see. So this check paid for this job, and this check also paid for this job. So it's kind of a preference of how you want to filter by to begin with. And then if I want to do, let's say by payment method, and I go and do search server pay, now they are grouped by the payment itself. So these are all the payments for jobs that were closed year to date for any server, any type of invoice printed status, only servers that have been paid off for my closed jobs. So when I expand this payment, so here we have payment date, the server, the payment method, the check number, transaction number, the amount of the payment, the amount applied of this payment, and the amount remaining. So when I expand this, it's going to give me the job numbers that this payment was applied to. And then if I hit the eyeball once again, I'm going to see the job summary. So this payment was applied to 2 jobs. And you can see how much was paid for each job, which is the party to be served, the invoice date of the jobs, and the amount due, if any, and then the server pay amount. You may delete the payment as well, or you can edit the payment from here. Now let's say I'm going to do by job number, but now let's switch from server paid to server unpaid. So now I am pulling all of my server payable. This is anything that is outstanding to the server. So when I search, I have 95 jobs that have server payables. So let's expand this job. So here is my job. This is my server on the job. And then when I expand, obviously there's no payments because this is server unpaid. So here I can see that the server on this job is Travis. The server pay amount is $10. Amount paid, 0, and amount due, $10. Here we can see server pay amount paid, amount due. And then as you can see, this is a trading server, so the DBS code is listed. Same thing here. So as you can see, now let's look at this one because this one says server pay total $60. So I have two servers listed here for this job. This one is for $40. This one is for $20. And they both are trading partners as well. And then if I expand this, I don't expect obviously any payments being listed because it's a server payable. Now let's go with server last name. So now we're grouping by server. Here's Travis. This is all of my server payables for this server. And here are all of these jobs. If I expand any of these, then there's no payment. And the reason why we're doing this section here to begin with is because there could be a partial payment. So if there is a partial payment, it will show up in here. But because there is an amount due still to the server, then there's still a payable. I'm trying to see if I have any example. I may not be able to find one, but it's okay. Here's all my server payables for this server. And then if you do the eyeball here, it's going to give you the job summary. Now, if we click the pencil, we're actually editing the server pay. So it's going to take me to the invoice and server pay tab for that job. And then I can go ahead and change the server pay if I need to. And then lastly, let's do by payment method. We're not going to find anything. And I wanted to show you this because if there's no payment, then obviously server unpaid will not give you any results. If we search by plaintiff, it will be sorted by job. If we do by check amount, it's not going to give us anything because once again, there's no payment and I'm searching for server unpaid. If we do by, we did job number, we did last name and firm name. I think that's pretty much what we can do. I'm not going to do server group because I don't really have a server group. If we can do case number and I'm searching for all my cases, it's going to do it by job number as well. So this is pretty much for server pay. You may also have, you have check boxes here. You can print results. So pretty much the current page of all of this information or what is selected. So it all depends on what you want, and you can also export this data to Excel. We will have, just like invoices, views for server pay. That is under development right now. But just wanted to make you aware of that. As always, if you guys have any questions regarding WebPST, please give us a call. We're here to help. Thank you.